Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another session of Blackboard. Today we are building up from the previous session that we had where we were reversing a word. Now we would like to reverse a sentence. Okay, so if you missed the previous session, you can go check it out. I'll give a link to that. So a recap from the previous one, what we were doing was we have a pointer at the beginning, a point at the end, and then we keep decrementing the right pointer and incrementing the left pointer, swapping each of the positions until we get to a place at the middle place, basically at that place where left is no longer less than right, basically where left equals to right. Okay, that's where we want to get, and that's where we stop. So we stop at L here, and then we have hello reversed. Okay, so let's build up from there. Today we are looking at reversing a sentence in place. Okay, you have a sentence like this is it. Okay, the challenge here is this: we want, given a sentence like this is it in form of an array, return it is this. Basically reverse, this time we're not reversing the characters, but we're reversing the whole words. We'll have to do two passes. The first pass is reverse all the characters. Okay, so we get to this place where I don't know what this word is, T C sit. Okay, and then that's step one. Step two, now for each of the words, reverse them. So you see, we're just applying the same reverse principles that we learned, and then we're extending that to the solution. So for each of these, so let's go. For each of these words, now how do you know that you get to a word? When you get to a space. Once you get to a space, you know that you finished a word, and then now you can reverse the word. So if I'm applying the same reverse function, so basically we will write a reverse function that we will reuse in all these reversals. So this becomes it, this part becomes is. Okay, go a space, and this becomes, of course, reversing this becomes this. So we are going to build on the reverse function that we wrote, but this time we will modify the reverse function to add extra parameters where we say we want to reverse beginning at this point and ending at a specific point, as opposed to the previous reverse which didn't have those parameters. Okay, so let's go. The function will be very easy. So let's first rewrite the previous function that we had. Rev array, give it a start and an end. This is not this is what we didn't have, the two. We didn't have this two. The previous guy, we've just changed that, and the rest actually remains the same. Last time we had left equals to 0, this time left equals to start. Okay, can remove those extra stuff. Let's write equals to end. Last time it was array dot length -1, and the rest remains actually the same. So I put the link to this code in the description if you like to have a look at it. And then now comes our main function of the day. We want to reverse the string. So basically that's what we reverse the sentence. So function reverse sentence. Let's call it sentence here. Of course, it's like array just like the previous one. But then remember we said the first step is reverse. Step 1, reverse the whole array. what we do if we want to reverse the whole array, we use the rev function again here. We call it rev. Remember, it's in place, so we're not returning anything. So rev, give it an array. The start is 0 and the end is array dot length -1. So at that point we have reversed, we have gotten to that place where we, remember this, we've gotten to this place. And now the second step here is to now reverse each of the words. We know that we've actually scanned through a whole word. Of course, we'll have our start. Basically say we'll have our start here at the beginning and have that pointer stay there as the start and keep going with an I until our I gets to a space or it gets to the end. So those are the only two conditions that we're gonna check: get to a space or get to the end here, basically to almost out of bounds. Okay, so let's do it. So we'll say let our iterator I be equal to 0 and let our start also be equal to 0. That's like what we'll be using to know the beginning of the word. And then this looks mundane, but I'll explain why I prefer having the length outside here, because I learned the hard way. Because this is JavaScript and it has got its own limitations. I'll explain shortly. That's a language issue which is not really part of this. And then now while, so we keep iterating I, okay? So while I is less or equal to array length, okay, because we get to the end of the array plus 1 basically, because the length is array length minus 1, but we want to get to the end plus 1 just for the simplicity of our code. So you'll see it here. So if array I is equal to space, I already got that, but you can see the bug that I created is equal. This is an equality, not really assignment. Or I is equal to array len. So once we've gotten to the end of a word, we reverse that word because we know we have the start of that word. So give it an array. The same way, using our rev function again, give it the start, which is start here, and the end is I, where we have reached I but minus 1, just before the space or before the end of the array. And then now we should have our new start. Our new start will be for the next word as we continue, will be I plus 1. Okay, and then we just increment I until we get to the end. That's the end. Basically, that is it. Thank you, and see you on the next one.